What's going on, everybody? It's the Scene Snob here, and I'm back with another Mix movie picks. This is just some movies that I think are lesser known that are just fun to watch, and I want you to check them out if you get a chance. I think you might like them too. We did all horror the month of October, and now it's the first week in November. We're here, so I figured I would kind of step away from horror a little bit, maybe try something a little different, and talk about some movies that I like to watch at certain times during the year. So first up, once November hits, I tend to enjoy getting more into westerns, more, kind of getting into even more lighter fare than that, like comedies and some romantic comedies, things like that. It's mostly because I've just been for 2 months hardcore horror for a long time, and I still, of course, got to stick to my favorite genre, but I do want to span out a little bit more. I'm a movie fan. I like to check out other things as well. So first up on my list. The first movie on my list is a Ty West movie, who you may remember from In the House of the Devil. This is a Western from 2016 called In the Valley of Violence, starring Ethan Hawke as the character of Paul and John Travolta as the Marshal, Bill. And I gotta tell you, this is a revenge tale to its core, and I really love every aspect of this. It's very subtle in the beginning, then it really amps up the action towards the end, and there is when it says In the Valley of Violence, it is true. It's just a movie that I feel like doesn't get enough of the accolades it deserves because it's really well shot, really well told story, really well acted, and I don't hear enough people talking about it. But everybody I know who's seen this movie walks away loving it. I wanted to put it on the list because I felt it was important, especially we're coming in November. Like I said, I'm more into westerns at this point. Usually, I tend to go to some of my favorites, and this is definitely one of them. It really is a movie, especially if you like Ethan Hawke. He was very well acted in this movie. I do think that you guys should check this one out. It's an exciting tale. Next up on the list, 1999's Election. It stars Reese Witherspoon and Matthew Broderick. Reese Witherspoon plays this quirky, vicious, almost diabolical for sure character who's an overachieving student who's running for student body president. And Matthew Broderick plays this high school teacher that cannot stand her, and he plays a really dark character as well. When this movie first came out, I didn't really like it, but as I've grown older, I've really come to appreciate the dark comedy of it and what the story and the message actually is. I picked it, of course, because it's the first week in November. Elections are coming up, and I feel like it's a good comedy-based movie. It's one that I feel has been underappreciated. I think more and more as we go on, I hear more people talk about it and be like, oh, I really like that movie. But not enough. I do think it's one that flies under the radar for a lot of people, but should definitely be checked out. It was made by Alexander Payne, who has made Sideways, The Descendants, movie in Nebraska, Downsizing, a bunch of other stuff. This feels a little more polished in terms of his other movies. They felt more independent, whereas this one feels more like studio backed. So if you like those movies and you like him, I would definitely say check out Election. But if you just like in general, like a good dark comedy, this is one for you. So go check out Election. And next up on the list is 1987 Harry and the Hendersons. Now, if you've never heard of this movie, I feel bad for you because I really enjoy it. This is one that came out, I was a kid, and it seemed to be really popular when I was a kid. Like, a lot of people were talking about this movie, and it seemed like culturally popular, especially. They made a TV show out of it, but the movie is very memorable. Now, I don't know that it takes place during the fall, but for some reason, this movie with the forest and the Sasquatch just kind of reminds me of fall. So it's one that I like to go to, and it's a nice comedy. John Lithgow stars as the patriarch of the family, and this family that finds a Bigfoot and brings him home, and chaos ensues. But it's got an incredibly touching ending. Heartbreaking, will make you cry a little bit. But I really do think it's a beautiful movie overall. And it's just one that I really like. Every fall, I like to pop it on. And actually, my kids have never seen it before, so this is going to be the first year they actually do. But going into fall, going into Thanksgiving season, stuff like that, it's a good movie that matches that tone. And I feel like not enough people know about this movie. And I feel like they should, especially considering when we hear about Bigfoot and things like that, which I feel like we've been hearing more and more lately, especially on TV, Bigfoot hunts and this, that, and the other thing. Let's watch something nice where we really care about Bigfoot instead of fear him in a way. So, Harry and the Hendersons is, I feel, a great choice for most households, and you should check it out. Next up on the list, though, this is the newest movie on this list, and it's a hard one. It's Dr. Sleep from 2019. It's a follow-up to The Shining. It follows, Ewan McGregor plays Danny Torrance, the young boy that was in The Shining all grown up. It's hard. It deals with addiction. It deals with horrifying things happening to kids especially. It's a tough tale. Like when you watch The Shining, and the older I get, the more I realize when it comes to The Shining, which for me is a reflection on almost like the fall and the winter. I tend to gravitate to watching those more after like the Halloween season, stuff like that. I added it to the list because of course I love horror, and this is one that definitely does resonate with me, especially when it came out, but I don't feel enough people talk about it. I heard Mike Flanagan, the director, once say, this isn't really a sequel, it's just a continuation of a very long conversation. It does feel like at the end of the movie The Shining, there's a lot left to ponder. What happens to this family? Where does it go from here? What happened to the Overlook? Things like that. And this movie goes right in, and you kind of see, and you get that resolution. Do not watch it and take it lightly. It is going to hit you hard, but if you're a horror fan and you're a fan of dramas and you do like The Shining, it's one that I think you really enjoy. And I think it's one that matches fall well. Now, this is the dark tone. Like, I've given you some lighter movies to check out. I do think that you should check out Dr. Sleep. I thought it was really well done, and not enough people are talking about it. So this is my list. 4 movies to check out first week in November, and kind of going on, and I feel really encapsulate fall and November and getting into that winter season. Please let me know what you think. I would love to hear, some of the movies that you really enjoy. So comment and such below. If you guys are interested in following us on social media, or, any of our merch, or becoming a patron member, just listen to the end credits and it will tell you how to do all that. I am the Scene Snob, Mick Manhattan. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Mick Manhattan, the Scene Snob, and you can check out the Scene Snobs podcast live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, or you can check it out on any podcast platform or our YouTube channel anytime after that. Thank you to our patron supporters. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. If you guys want to join, check us out over on thescenesnobs.com. We have links for everything. The Scene Snobs merch store is open. You can check that out too. Links again on the site. Or follow, and subscribe on all of our social media. Again, head over to thescenesnobs.com. It's all there for you guys. Love you, and we'll talk to you guys soon.